to an epic Terran versus Zerg. I have been putting this one off for a while because it's, well, one, apparently Solar explaining to GuMiho how to control his StarCraft 2. Leave it to the experts. And two, I know this is not a... I don't know how it ends. I don't know what happens. And honestly, I thought it might be less than exciting based on the length of it. Which is just a phrase that you could use in many contexts. But I have high hopes. So, thank you for joining us. Let me introduce, in the bottom left, we have GuMiho. The Towel Terran. The last mech Terran. His builds usually balance out his more methodical style, which is a nice caster way to say he has one of the lowest APMs of any Pro Terran player. On the other side, perpetually the fourth best Zerg player in the world. Will he finally break through? It's Solar. Will he get nuked back into the Stone Age, or will he have a breakout performance? Solar is incredibly consistent, and he's so consistent that's about the best attribute of him. It's not exciting to say he's really good at being really good. His mechanics are good, his responses. He might not be quite as fast as Reynor. He might not be as prepared as Serral. He might not be as lackadaisical and cerebral and handsome as Dark, but he's also very good. Well, Reaper gets in. We're on Waterfall to start of a best of 3. Kind of surprised this even made it through the veto process, but GuMiho, I don't think is going to do... Well, early racks, maybe? Oh, okay, alright. Never mind. I really meant proxy racks, but revisionist history. GuMiho gets a third command center. To the surprise of no one who's watched Terran vs. Zerg in the last 12 years. But the third command center, it's become the default. Occasionally, it will get punished, but even with a third command center, you can usually have something like a Banshee out in time to deal with early aggressions. And it looks like GuMiho heading directly towards that at the moment. He's got a starport on the way. Oh, yeah, he's not toying around with shutting down those creep tumors. He got the full scale. What he's scared of is roaches. Okay? And many people are scared of roaches. And that's okay. That's a human reaction. A Terran reaction. In fact, anyone who isn't scared of roaches, I'm a little uncomfortable around. Those people... like bug people. I play Zerg to face my fears, okay? Like, when I see a spider, that's what I have a wife for, okay? That's not my problem. That's someone else's problem. Or it's not a problem at all. I didn't see anything. Cloak is on the way. Speaking of... Will he actually commit to the cloak, or is that just for show? Because the Viking to drive away... He also sacrificed... I want to point out he sacrificed the Reaper. He sacrificed the Reaper. GuMiho's saying, as long as it's not roaches, I just need to know, is it roaches or not? And he's, to a high degree of confidence at this stage, realized it's not roaches. He can put his Hellions out of the map. He got a few drones, but most of it is I can bring my units out without risking losing all my SCVs at home. Which is not good for your economy, though it is not actually that devastating with 3CC. It is mech. It is mech. Alright. We get some Gumi mech here on Waterfall. Yeah, all the moves he's making are telling me he really wants to keep track of Solar, because the hardest part of mech is the ramp up, is the build up. Because factories cost 100 gas and armory costs 100 gas, you've already got this big investment. of resources that Bio doesn't have. Barracks and engineering bays do not cost gas. So there is a longer wind-up to building those mech units than there are with the usual marine stim plays. But if you get there safely, if you're not under pressure, if you're able to get your third CC especially, and the refineries over there, well then mech becomes a much more viable choice. And apparently, Solar did have a Spore Crawler, but I think he was expecting Liberators and not Banshees. They're no Spore at the natural. He's got an Overseer done, but that's a bit inconvenient. Yes, he will chase it down. The Queens will strongly discourage the Banshee from sticking around. We do have plus... Oh my god, the hammer drop build. It's been a while. GuMiho, the progenitor of this. And still probably the only player who uses it consistently, but the double Thor Hellbat attack. He's building double medevac behind. That's to chauffeur the Thors to the front. And this build just punches through Queens. The Queens got nothing on the Thors, so they can shoot down their rides, though. So that, of course, the Hellbats are a pretty solid counter to the Zerglings and Banelings. So we'll see. If Solar doesn't have enough units ready by the time this drops, he's very likely to be losing a hatchery, if not more. So, away we go. The Queens. That is not where you want to be right now. But he can see... I love how you can see the Thors with their little legs tucked into it. Like, you know what's coming. This is a bit of an awkward start here as the medevacs are getting targeted. He juggles back. Medevac gets shot out of the sky, but gets back at the last second. And the Thors, yeah, bruised, battered, but they're breaking through. And GuMiho marching forward. There's no more Banelings. He's got like 100 HP total on those Thors, but he's burning through the Banes. Oh, and he's just walking up. I thought he might go back with the Thors, but no. Forward! Forward unto victory or death! And you might get both at this rate, as the Hellbats are getting a lot of work done. Solar has retreated to other bases. There's a few Hellbats on the other side. Zerglings working their way through. The Queens are consolidating. The drones through the gauntlet of fire. No, don't come back down. What are you doing? Oh my god, GuMiho notices. The Thor's still bashing through the Queens. A whole lot. 17 drones dead. It's not quite over. Okay, alright. Jimmy, why? Okay, instant replay. Apparently we don't have the battle report. Fun fact, Jimmy doesn't know this. Jimmy should have switched the hotkeys. But the battle report that tells us how much damage was done is the same hotkey as go back 15 seconds into the past. If the mod is not enabled. So, we're just gonna have to do the math ourselves. Good, solid, and significant damage. Not critical. I love GuMiho. He did enough damage to put Solar on the back foot and keep him busy, but Solar already had such a drone count that it's not gonna knock him out. Like, he can recover from this. He didn't lose any hatcheries. He still has his tech. He still has creep spread. So now GuMiho has a significant supply lead. But look at his worker count, actually. He's got 80 SCVs. Yeah, it's a bit much, actually. What are you doing? Well, I guess at this stage of the game, when you're just taking new bases, 80 SCVs is fine. But it's still... anything he can sink... Oh my god, he's Thor dropping the main. The infestation pit's there. I do love how he put his tech mostly at the natural, because usually the main base is so vulnerable. Of course, Thor drops kind of changed the equation. Come back here! Oh my god. Juggling back, that Thor, badly bruised. What are we watching? This is a terrible idea. Oh no. Brenda! Get out of here! Get out! That is an incredibly expensive medevac to lose, but... Ooh, Solar losing more drones. 3 CCs on the way. GuMiho, mass expanding even before maxing out, which might be jumping the mechanical gun a bit. You're like, Winter, all guns are mechanical. Not these okay, I don't... Roaches, Ravagers, Banelings. Solar feeling like he needs to get something done. He built all these Ravagers. Ravagers and Banelings are not long-term use units. You want to get them in there and use the Banelings, use the Corrosive Bile. Otherwise, you've wasted hundreds of gas on something that's just sitting around. So, Banelings rolling in. The Planetary dies. I gotta say, GuMiho, a little out of position here. Hellions, though, and the tanks are a big question mark. How are you gonna deal with them? Hive is on the way. Blue Flame done. Yeah, without Vipers, without even Swarm Hosts, maybe, the tanks are eventually... These are +2 tanks as well. The damage upgrades scale pretty... Oh, no! You be grilling while I be killing as a GuMiho, but still 77 drones. The big issue here is GuMiho did not capitalize on his advantage. He went for like 3-4 more command centers. He has been building up his production and his upgrades, but he didn't just rush to maxing out. So that has allowed Solar to survive. I think GuMiho still has an incredibly difficult to deal with army, being so late on Hive Tech. Oh, okay. Roach, just one Roach. That Roach starting to rack up the kills. Not the most dangerous unit, but eventually it will... Oh, okay. Gets squashed by a siege tank. Okay, Blue Flame Hellions. Toasty. What are the upgrades? 1-1-1 versus +2 attack. +1 mech armor. We got Adrenal Glands coming in. Okay, GuMiho. He's still got these tanks over here. One of the tanks in the middle of that river. Can't be good. Gonna get all rusty. I don't know if the tank will live that long, but I'm just saying, you gotta think about maintenance, upkeep, logistics. Come on. Adrenal Glands finishing up. +2 melee, +2 ranged attack. I think with those and the Viper, Solar's gonna try to hit a base. He's just kind of sharking around. It's just siege tanks. GuMiho actually didn't retarget onto the Banelings there. That means the Banelings will survive most of this attack. A few more go through. Corrosive Bile, the splash damage knocks through the Hellbats. Oh, Smart Servo is done. He bites off a group of tanks. Not deadly damage. Just kind of a freebie there, though. About as close to a freebie as you're going to get against 4 siege tanks. Vipers are done. There are no ghosts on the field. This is a pure mech army. The tank line extends throughout the entire map. It is a small map, which is why usually players won't go mech, because it's quite a risk. But if you do actually get the mech, and you get there safely, well, then you can make the entire map into a tank line. So good luck with that one, Solar. The Thor, actually, to shreds, you say? +2 melee Adrenal Lings. The Thor not standing up to it. A fusion core is on the way. That could be, well, Jimmy, if there was ever a time, it could be Battlecruisers. Of course, Advanced Ballistics is also up there, but we'll see. Meanwhile, Roaches, Ravagers, Banelings, oh my! As more tanks are taken down, but simultaneously another base is traded. 14 more drones and Solar on the run. It's getting too hot in the mineral lines. A Hellbat drops straight out of Heart of the Swarm. Solar just select all army back. The Hellbat, GuMiho actually doesn't have much money in the bank. Oh my god. It does look kind of crazy there. There is technically creep. Parasitic Bomb. Another more Hellbats. He's getting Yamato Cannon. I'm sorry, one more time. It's Battlecruisers! It's happening! Oh! Oh, GuMiho, you shouldn't have. You probably shouldn't at all. But with no Spire on the way, Solar might not have the counter. And of course, well, GuMiho's actually nearly maxed out, so he can't build Battlecruisers. But eventually, there you go. He freed up enough supply to build some Whoa, okay. And during all this, Solar realizes, you know, maybe a Spire. Ooh. There is one of the most satisfying things in the game is roasting drones in 2 hits with Movement Element. Once you get the upgrades for them, they 2-shot drones most of the time, depending on Carapace, which obviously there's not enough. Just lining them up. The flaming kebab. And also, of course, the Hellchats. +3 vehicle weapons means that upgrades are, oh my god, they're irrelevant for Zerglings. Any Zergling that gets caught within the Hellbat Flame is immolated. There is no amount of armor that will save you. Alright, well, this is a bit of an awkward push here to kill 2 siege tanks. So far, Solar has lost actually only 2,800 gas, 2,000 less than Gumi. But he has lost 6,000 more minerals, so we'll see how that ends up panning out. This kind of feels like one of those, and then Battlecruisers games, where they're going to be fighting it out on the ground, just slugging it out. Ravager Baneling versus Tank Thor Hellbat. But right now, GuMiho... Oh, Brendan, no! Oof. Caught on the wrong side of history. And then GuMiho jumps in like 6 Battlecruisers and Solar GGs. So far, GuMiho's... Well, never mind. He hasn't held on to them. I found them. They're the Battlecruisers. They killed the hatch. There are Corruptors on the way. Solar doesn't actually have enough supply to build Corruptors. He has to counterattack. He's got to get rid of some of these Zerglings. This is quite awkward. Another queen down. It just hasn't ended for Solar here. Oh my. Well, another base targeted. How many times was this base died? 2, 3, something like that. The Ravager's breaking through. Liberator taking pot shots. But the Battlecruisers, the backstop of the defense, lines up the Yamato cannons. Other side of the map. Battlecruisers fighting Corruptors. I don't think they've used their Yamato. They can use it and get out. 1 Yamato. 2 Yamato. Red Yamato. Blue. Dead to Yamato. Well, the big guns are out. This has been a heavy mech game from GuMiho. From Thors and Hellbats into Battlecruisers. Every Bronze League hero's fantasy coming true here. Solar has actually expanded forward. But will he be able to hold on? It's felt like GuMiho's had the army to beat since the Thor drop. And Solar has been scrambling out of the way of the strongest attacks and circumventing the rest. And now these Battlecruisers are, there are a lot. Because you have to build Corruptors at this stage. And Corruptors, at best, make the Battlecruisers uncomfortable. Because remember, they're well-upgraded Thors. Well, just 1 Thor. The Battlecruisers have tactical jump. So if you decide, if you don't get Infestors to either Neural Parasite or Fungal, at some point, the Corruptors can end up being dead supply. Supply that isn't going to do anything productive. Well, another group. That base just dies. Jump is off. Oh no! Hellbat's on the other side. Bit of a lazy Yamato into jump there, but he loses 1 Battlecruiser, but things are going well for GuMiho right now. Solar isn't dead. That's the most we can say. but it's becoming difficult. Even more difficult, that is. As Solar is out of money, and GuMiho is just kind of lazily spending his. 15 SCVs died, which just frees up more potential army supply. That was a... I don't know where the rest of the Battlecruisers went. Huge blinding clouds, no ghosts to speak of. He brings a tank into range of the Ravagers. Tank's like, well, thank you. That was very kind. Solar actually kind of breaking through. And it looked close, and then 4 more tanks show up. The 29 SCVs, but they're the Battlecruisers. The exclamation point on the end of everything. Solar throws everything into the fray to break GuMiho's base. And meanwhile, the Battlecruisers just sauntered up to the top left of the map. Then GuMiho rebuilds the tanks, the Hellbats, and Solar's running out of steam here. He's got no minerals. He hasn't built a single infester, and it feels like it might be too late by the time he tries. That's every Zerg's last gasp. If he doesn't just tap out, it's the, oh, I guess I have all this gas, so maybe we'll try infestors now. But it might be too late for even that. Battlecruiser wanders up. Yamato onto the Viper. Tactical jump into the fray. I'm glad we got the wide shot on that. GuMiho drops a few mules. Well, let's see. Just... The Steel Rain. Well, do you really need to see what's happening on this battle? Sure, why not? The tanks... Yeah, it's too much. Solar, desperate. A few times he was able to kill the base, but... Wow, GuMiho with a commanding mechanical game there. Beautifully done. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. From start to finish there. I loved how GuMiho played it. From his Reaper scouring the base looking for roaches. And finally, because after many... he kept sending it in. He eventually lost the Reaper, but I think that's a perfectly fine trade compared to just dying to roaches. So, we're going to game 2. Okay, and we're going to start all the way out here, and we're going to slowly swing in dramatically. Yes. In the bottom left-ish. I never know on this map. We have GuMiho. I don't know how they do it. I don't know. It's like mouse acceleration or something with the... And then... I can empathize. As a Zerg player myself, at least 1/3 of my friends are Zerg too. So that was one of those games that the entire time you don't leave because you're not dead. It's just it feels like you're right trailing the exhaust pipe of an F-450. You're constantly stuck behind in the tech tree, and you can keep up, but you can never overtake. That's what dealing with that kind of mech style feels like. Like, you got your roaches and ravagers, you'll beat back that army, but you know, eventually the mech army gets stronger and stronger. And if GuMiho never committed to a big fight past the Thor hammer. After that first attack, at no point did he take more than like 2/3 of his army into a fight. He just always had a reserve, which is why Solar was able to break through There's probably some old dead strategery general who named that strategy something. But the war of attrition goes to GuMiho, as he allowed Solar to spend his entire army on a fraction of his own. Just a CC first. All right. I think CC first is actually safer than 1-Rax expand in many cases. Because what are the big vulnerabilities of a 1-Rax expand? First is the very early pools. With a command center first, unless they do almost literally a 12 pool, your command center's already done before Zerglings can get across the map. So it's actually more defensible. Past that, you have extra mules early, so if they do like a 2-base all-in, you end up with more economy to deal with like a roach all-in or something like that. The big vulnerable point is before your tech actually comes online, before you get factory or even starport units. So, like, if Solar knew exactly what GuMiho was doing, then he could put together a roach all-in and have 5-6 roaches coming across right now, and that'd be pretty devastating. But that's what StarCraft is all about. Gambling. And by that I mean calculated risk. If Solar does that, and GuMiho either 1, scouts it, or 2, just didn't go for such a greedy build, then Solar has no economy, his units don't do anything, and he dies. So that's not a high percentage play. But, by the way, you got a moment. We're starting out. It's going to be bio. Like, subscribe. Thank you, guys. People been watching. I hope you're enjoying the videos lately. I don't know. I think the new patch, or the hint of a new patch, which this isn't on the new patch, I think a little bit of extra interest. Remember, this is still the best RTS ever made. For better or worse, and for now. But yes, we're all looking to Stormgate. But guess what? Stormgate technically doesn't exist yet. And we publicly haven't seen any gameplay. So, I'm still very confident saying this is the best RTS ever made. Maybe a little too good, to be honest. I think some of the failings of StarCraft 2 are not in the mechanical side, not mech, but like in the engine, but in the design. What I think is, especially coming from Brood War, where selecting 12 units at a time and having your workers individually get their orders to go mine the minerals is a true display of skill. Just the technological leap that the StarCraft 2 engine is. I think the original designers did not expect players to get so good. Like, your units are so good at murdering each other. And let's be honest, it got a little worse with each expansion. Like Widow Mines, Disruptors, Lurkers. We added even more splash damage as time went on. But the units will follow your orders, for better or worse. Many times for worse. Brenda, where are you going? Come back. And they'll do it efficiently and quickly. And I think that is a main criticism of the design of StarCraft 2. I agree with it, especially in my elderly age at this stage. Like, it is very difficult to find that balance. But still incredibly impressive as a game. Now impress me, guys. I filled 6 minutes and you guys still haven't done anything. Come on. Like, this is an Age of Empires. Let's go. Like, two Overlords and 4 Zerglings have died in 6.5 minutes. Wow, GuMiho is going bio, but this is... He's got... Is that 7 racks? 7 racks. He's got like a double tier. I don't know if he didn't wall off correctly or he's just building like... Even when he goes bio, he's a bit of a Bronze League hero with his wall. joining up with the rest of the army here. His combat shield just finished. +1/+1 done. More than enough Zerglings and Banelings. Solar has been allowed to get 75 drones. Which is a bit risky as a Terran to let a Zerg get that far. But of course, at the same time, GuMiho's at 70 SCVs. He's got his 2-2 even quicker. So he's going to have the upgrade advantage as time goes on. The question will be, what does he do with it? Can he get put on enough pressure to either win the game or at least get a huge advantage going into Tier 3 tech? Or do like 3 Banelings connect? That's the question. Because when you watch some Terrans with this army, we're back to that StarCraft 2 design. The best of the best just make it look... They make units look overpowered just in their usage. But my Marines don't target 12 Banelings and split against the other 20 with only 2 medevacs. What's up with that? What button do I press for that? My controller only... Oh my god. Ah, the Widowmine Burrow button. You know what? One of my favorite buttons. We need instant replay. Real quick. That's the button you press for that. Ah, how did I not think of it? Yes, and for the rest of us, there's Widowmines. Oh my god, what a play. I am the Marine too, by the way. Didn't expect one of us in the wreckage, brother. Well, not a bad start for GuMiho. A few more mines. Wants to catch Solar between a rock and a hard place here. 2-2 not done, but he's got the army to fight, and he's gonna try it. A few more Banelings coming in. Solar trying to defuse the situation beforehand. Oh, those Marines. Am I a crazy person? Jimmy, tell me I'm not crazy. They look so fast. Oh my god, this is a mess of a cast already, but... I've talked to this entire time about how the units at SC2 are so responsive and fast. And that I'm surprised that they're being responsive and fast. Yeah, and it just looks so crazy to me in the way they were moving, but... Once again, bad eyes. Bad hands. Bad words. Hive tech. GuMiho drops into the main. He's not going to be able to get the hive. Losing a lot of units here, but he's stimming into the third. I believe it was a lurker den that was just shut down there. And now the attack into the third. A few Banelings connect. There's still some Marines killing drones. He's gonna pick up the handful of survivors, aka 2 Marines. That's about it. That's all. That's everyone who makes it out. Taking more bases back at home, but so GuMiho I think comes out. Yeah, he comes out far ahead. 3,000 minerals. A wall of Marauders at the front. The Hydras finally come up to try to add some damage in, but the wall of Marauders holds. It's a kind of an awkward amount of bio left. Another round of Banelings. 2-2 just finished for Solar. He's been fighting this whole time with a disadvantage, which is incredibly unfortunate. Good splits from GuMiho. The biomass here from GuMiho is holding the line, but he's out of energy on the medevacs. He has almost no HP. He picks up and he heads back to the main. What a bloodbath out here. But those Marauders are doing terrible, terrible damage. They're soaking so many Banelings. They're incredibly absorbent. Oh, but they're pretty vulnerable when the medevac gets shot out of the sky, which is happening a little too much. I'll be honest, GuMiho. Come on, that is not the first time this series that has happened. Whoop. Slurps up some Widowmines there, but Solar has been struggling. GuMiho's outright, full-on, no holds, no shame macro has been more than enough to drive Solar back. And guess what? Losing that Lurker Den. The Lurkers are the best counter to the M&M and M&M. And right now, the Lurker Den was delayed by the Doom Drop. And without the lurkers, what are you actually going to do against this bio army? Well, you're going to struggle. That's what. I'll fill you in. Spoilers. It's gonna be tough. But oh my God, the Widowmine dropped. The Ridgeline Widowmine. Oh no, not again. Well, he deals with this, but the army is kind of dragged out of position here. He's got some Vipers. That is scouted. There's a Ghost Academy on the way. GuMiho knows. Well, he knows what direction he wants to go. He wants to get ghosts. Okay, and ghosts are going to be the end game for him. It's taken a while to get here, but it's also taken a while. Is that a rifle flying up to the... I get so distracted by data series. Meanwhile, another drop to the north. The lurkers will respond. He's actually just absorbing the hits with... Oh my God, terrible, terrible damage. Another medevac with most of the units will go down, but he's gonna go for the hive. Another parasitic bomb. There will be almost no survivors. They're still going at it. Another base. Somehow most of the bio army survived the lurkers. He killed the hive. That means he can't build any more Vipers. He chopped off the tech tree at the stump, though he still has some of the branches intact. He has the Hydras. Thankfully, he started the Lurker Hive Tech upgrade. He has Lurker range. No, maybe not. Maybe not there. Maybe not there with the... Oh my God, not again. This is... this is like the third or fourth medevac nearly full of... well. So... When the parasitic bombs dissipate, the bio clears. GuMiho down 40 supply to Solar, who's maxed out. Solar has absorbed all of this and come out on top. We'll see. The ghosts line up the snipes, knock out the lurker. A planetary holding the line for now, and that allows the bio army to close in from the north side. Yes, he takes out the planetary, but without any lurkers here, it's making things very difficult to dislodge. Well, GuMiho. Oh, no, that's too many lurkers. He didn't notice the lurkers in the initial scan. Stims up, but the lurkers are going to drive him back. Looks like a bit of a select all army there from GuMiho. What a bloodbath out here. Solar's lost a lot more, but he's rebuilding all his tech. He's respreading the creep. He's rebuilding the banelings. Meanwhile, GuMiho is adding to the ghost count. He's kind of struggling to deal with the lurker spines as they interrupt the steady targeting there. But does get a few of them. How many ghosts? 4 ghosts. Not quite the number we're looking for. Not yet, at least. He's going to get Ghost Cloak. There's a Widowmine here, because of course there is. And no. Well. The lurkers are caught! No, he was looking at the mine! He's gonna lose 2 lurkers! Okay, the snipes... Oh, and then the Widowmine! Oof! Oh, that's a tough one for Solar. Oh, no, not again! The Widowmine's finding... It's not just the damage they do, but it's the attention they draw. The amount of time it takes to deal with even a singular Widowmine can sometimes be enough to open up an entire attack path, as we've seen here now several times. More ghosts on the way. Widowmine's dotting the field. Solar struggling to expand past his first group of bases, though 5 bases is not... He's been long distance fighting the gas in his main since the hive died, which... Sure, fine. They're both maxed out. We're gonna wind up with barely anything in the bank. So they're maxed out, but this isn't the end game checkmate economies. GuMiho has finally drawn the income a little more even. But remember, Solar has been losing significantly more in these fights. The lurkers and Vipers even that up a bit. 3-3 just now starting. Remember, he lost his hive, so he couldn't start 3-3. So still fighting with an upgrade disadvantage here. Snipes lined up. Knocked down another lurker. Another set of snipes. 2 lurkers is not quite enough to intimidate GuMiho. He doesn't have drilling claws. A bit of an oversight here, as those Widow Mines could be even better. Another bio army looking for an opportunity. Yeah. Solar with a casual 530 APM average. GuMiho, a little less, 310. But Solar has kept up, and now he has the army and the bank. The Lurkers are chasing down these drops, but their major weakness is not able to shoot at the medevacs. Yep, that's an army, GuMiho confirms. I don't know how many commands he's got. 4 orbitals. It's actually a little light on the orbitals for this stage of the game. More snipes. Doesn't really matter what they hit. I'm pretty sure they killed it. Solar's actually supply blocked. He's building some more obies. He must have lost some overseers. Solar's struggling. But he's maxed out. He's got a bank. It's about as good as it can get right now. Bioarming catches some of the awkward reinforcements. The ghost number is up to 16. Another medevac drop up north. 3-3 about to finish for Solar. Ooh, more bases knocked out. Solar chilling at 201 supply there for a moment. Factory's on the way. Is he gonna go? What is this, Brood War? Is he going into mech? Parasitic bomb. Oh my. Bit disastrous here. Does get out with most of the actual meaningful units. Those are changeling. What is he doing? He's building 3 factories. GuMiho is, well, I mean, last game he switched. Usually you open Battlecruisers and switch into mech. It appears we're going bio into mech. Like, this is essentially the Brood War meta, as I understand it, which is Marines and medics, right up until you eventually go mech to beat things like Lurkers and a stronger Zerg army. Well, the bio ball is pretty intense here. Oh, the Lurker's doing a lot of damage. I have no idea what he intends. He hasn't gotten any mech upgrades. Then again, Widow Mines don't really care about attack upgrades very much. This is a very precarious place to have most of your ghosts. GuMiho, most of his units are not really in a position to fight well here. He shoots his own SCV. The ghosts looking to snipe. They line up snipes on the overseers. In fact, the planetary doesn't die. So the snipes will catch a lot of the units on the way out. There's also, I don't know why there's a ghost there. There's another ghost there, but... So GuMiho lives through that. That was far from an ideal fight, with a bunch of the ghosts forced into medevacs early, and then the rest of the bio all clumped up. That was quite... Wow, don't hurt yourself dropping that far. He's getting +1 mech. Another drop into the main. Solar's re-expanded to his main. Drones are gonna go down, not the biggest deal at this stage. Actually, yes it is. Look at Solar's minerals. Or lack thereof. He doesn't have a bank anymore. Oh, parasitic bomb. It's actually enough to kill this medevac. Or they're just gonna hang out. Nope. Oh god. What is he gonna do with these ghosts? GuMiho's had some very creative ghost strats. AKA kind of just walking them all forward. It looks like me playing with ghosts. Alright, put them all on a hotkey. What could go wrong? Oh, that's the only way you lose with these. If you get 17 ghosts caught in one fungal, believe it or not, they can die. Oh my god. He has 26 ghosts! I have no idea how I'm gonna clickbait this series. Okay, these need to be like 3 separate games. Like, I got so many options. I have only ghosts, I got Battlecruisers, I got Thor drop, GuMiho out here with every Bronze League hero's dream. All we need now is a nuke. Oh, thank you, GuMiho. We got a nuke? And I don't know what they were attacking the rocks over there. The Widow Mine's in the front. He's building some tanks now. You gotta get out of there! The ghosts are slipping behind the lines. He loses a few in the front. But, so the rest might survive. The ghosts line up the snipes. Some brofesters! Oh no. Oh my god. The infester's here. Oh, the fungal! Who are you gonna call? Ghost Fester. Well, the tank's a little more reliable against infestors. There's still more than enough ghosts to snipe everything out. He's filling in the rest. Oh, that's a planetary! Lurkers are burrowing. GuMiho is far from maxed here. He had this struggle in game 1 too. Like he got everything, but then he kind of realized, oh yeah, I could build like 50 more supply of units. Well, here we go. Gonna drop the main for like the 17th time. Another parasitic bomb. Don't just sit there! Well, I'm gonna maximize that parasitic bomb damage. The thing is, the army still has to come back, because that's like 8 Marines, so. Meanwhile, the ghosts just walk up to the lurkers, scan and kill them, because nobody can see each other for a moment. Alright, well. The ghosts are out in front. This is some real creative ghost control from GuMiho throughout this game. Meanwhile, Zerglings. He's really building up the tank count, though I'm not sure if the tanks are really the... He doesn't trust Marines. That's what I'm getting from this. He does not trust the Marines. There's still a lurker here. Hello? Anyone? Ah, yes. Watch the medevac heal through it and make that lurker. But all the Gold Leaguers say this unit is imba. Yes, but the Gold Leaguers have yet to discover any hotkeys that aren't F2. Oh, that infestor. The tanks. Look at it. The scan runs out. It knows. It knows time is running out. Oh, more snipes. Picks up. Just the classic Gumi move here. Are you really gonna? Is this what we're doing? We're gonna drop him on the Reaper Cliff. Gonna lose all his medevacs, so that way they're stuck on the Reaper Cliff. No! Oh my god! GuMiho! Oh! Stressing me out. More snipes. Oh, just a handful of banelings here. You see why he prefers the tanks. Tanks don't die to 2 banelings. And, well, here we are. So GuMiho has gone bio into mech. I mean, he's just added a bunch of tanks in. It's not really mech right now, but it's probably the best combination. No scan. A little late on the scan. He actually loses a few snipes there. The lurkers are moving up. There's a blinding cloud ready. Good blinding cloud there. More snipes. More scan. It's just ridiculous. They just grinded it out. Units just get thrown into the fray. The tanks go down. The Viper shows up. Some infestors are here. Both players plummeting in supply. They can't keep this up. More lurkers gonna die. Try to get the rest. Loses the ghost. More tanks at the front. Widowmine connects. That was the last bit of detection. There are some... somehow, they both lose that fight. And the income's still heavily in favor of Solar. As GuMiho is running out of mineral patches. Oh my god. Burrowing. Or long distance mining. Oh my. What a slugfest between these two. Solar barely holding on, and GuMiho just... How can I can't possibly micro all these ghosts. That is the downside to building like 20 ghosts, is then you feel like you have to micro 20 ghosts. GuMiho's fixed that by losing 33 ghosts this game. Well, Solar re-expanding. That top left base. Has GuMiho realized this bottom right base is looking incredibly unbuilt right now? The lurkers. Gonna get to the high ground. The snipe turns him around, but he only has one snipe. Oh, get out of there! Ooh, very dead ghost. He's just hold positioning in the lurker fire. You stand right there. Are you sure? Well, some changelings. Has he walled in his tanks? No. They can get out. Oh no. Oh no. Well, he didn't actually kill any SCVs yet. He's gonna get some. Oh, wait, no, he interrupted the attack. Somehow 0 SCVs. No, he missed the scan. Oh my god. It's a mess. One job! Well, Solar is consolidating his forces. GuMiho's struggling to mine it all. It does look like... Oh, no! Oh, it is Solar. But not this time. The most obvious possible nuke. On the most obvious base. Not gonna land. Unfortunate. But it does draw him away. Where is it? Is this the main? No. No, he just had a command center lying around. Speaking of, this command center's just been chilling over here for like 8 minutes. Oh my god. Well, GuMiho has struggled to mine for quite a while. Well, until those mules drop, but... What am I watching? Widowmine saves the ghost. Another incredibly precarious medevac. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Just stop. Meanwhile, oh, huge mine hits, but oddly enough, the lurkers are moving up. Blinding Cloud looking good. Lurkers getting sniped. This is all of GuMiho's mining. The lurkers are moving up even further. Fungal on the ghost. No more sniping to be done. And it looks like at great cost, Solar will overrun GuMiho. Oh my god. He lost 58,000 minerals. 1,100 Zerglings. Oh my god. What a mess. And we're all tied up. We're going to game 3. Oh, Solar. He piles the Zerglings high enough to cross the finish line. He climbs them and grabs the win. Oh my. Well, game 3, inside and out. All right, take a breather, take a drink. It all starts with 12 workers, which has been widely regarded as a bad move and made a lot of people angry. But it started with 12, and it ended with thousands of casualties. I'm exhausted. GuMiho really looked exhausted in that game too. Solar looked like a Zerg player who's used to it. Like, if you play Zerg, you kind of sign up for those sort of games on a regular basis. Because if you're not going to be roach all-inning every other game or trying to find a Nidus timing, then you're settling in for a war of attrition. Whether it's against Protoss or Terran, it's going to be brutal. But if you throw enough of your swarm into the fray, sometimes you can come out on top. Yeah, GuMiho, I'm not a huge fan of the tanks there. I love tanks. Okay, you know, I'm one of the top tank fans. All right? I'm on Tank Talk. But at the end of the day, the tanks against Vipers, against Hydraling Bane, like, they're pretty good against the Lurkers, but you already have Ghosts. And that's why usually the Liberators are added in instead of a high tank count, because the Liberators provide, like, another dimension of difficulty. They can't be countered by really the same way Ghosts are. Tanks, on the other hand, against Massling Bane, that's their main weakness, which is also the weakness of the Ghost.
Who does that?
He actually floated the OV to kill the Pervert Pillar OV. I mean, floated the barracks. The OV always floats. It can't do anything else. Wow. GuMiho. That is incredibly annoying for a Zerg, but, like, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, that can't be worth it. That's not worth it. But at the same time, he has no way to punish it. So, GuMiho, instead of building the reactor on the racks, he actually just builds it on the factory in this add-on. This is quite a compact base. Well, I guess you can punish it by just making a bunch of Zerglings and running in the base. He's got a point there, I guess. Okay, well, when you delay your reactor, this is kind of what happens. Never mind. Apparently the counter was just build a few Zerglings. Because no longer... He kills 4 SCVs. Well, that was worth it. Yeah, the Overlord dying kind of sucked, but... Oh, he faked it, too. GuMiho decided... I don't know if he is just... This is on a whim, or was intentional, but he fakes Stim, and he starts a Banshee with Cloak. Obviously not confident in what direction he was going. I like how Solar quickly punished that with the literal oldest trick in the book, which is like 8 Zerglings. And then I build some Zerglings and run in his base. Okay, Grandpa. All right, people can lower their depots now. It's not the same. It doesn't work like that anymore. Hellions. That's it. That's the end of my sentence. Helio there. No.
Hello there.
Well, that's GuMiho. That's my official response. He loses a Hellion, takes a lot of damage, kills 2 drones. Well. Wait, he killed a queen. He killed a queen! I wasn't paying any attention. Well, then he loses the 3 rest of the Hellions. So it's like, and then I run the Zerglings around, and he's not paying attention. No, it's 2022. They're paying... Oh, no. Brenda! No, Solar clicked the wrong way. I guess... Well, it's good. It's a good workout. You can really feel the burn... Oh, wait, that's Hellions. I don't... Oh, the Cloaked Banshees, though. As the Queens head back. Well, guess what? He faked him with the Cloak. With the Stim, rather. So, Solar, he does have Spores, but he has nothing in the front. The Lair's not on the way. We got nothing yet. GuMiho taking a third. So despite the early game shenanigans, it looks like we're going to a full-on macro game yet again. It's going to be Byun from GuMiho, which I'm kind of surprised at because he had such success with the mech. And going Cloak Banshee, while it can be obvious that you can go mech out of it, that doesn't lessen the strength. You have the Banshees as a sort of built-in counter to ground. But GuMiho is going to opt for the Byun again. We'll see if he stays on it. I wasn't sure with this series. I knew the games were not short. At least the first one, I assumed. But there's always a risk with those sort of games that it's just kind of sitting in your base for 10 minutes. I guess Data C was a little bit of sitting in your base for 10 minutes, but they have been incredibly active, possibly too active, out on the map, both these players. Well, here we go. GuMiho builds the wall to keep the Zerglings out and then opens the depot so the SCVs can get in. So we'll hope he notices that before any sort of counterattack. A bunch of Marines. Looks like the Banshee's over to the left flank right now. Solar's at 73 drones. He's already getting an infestation pit looking towards Hive. GuMiho just building Marines, adding some tanks in. But he's already driven back the creep to the bridge here. Quite a choke point. And that tank on a nasty position. Very hard to dislodge without committing your whole army. Well, GuMiho had all those... GuMiho! Ah! You spent like 600 minutes... And then I just run my Zerglings! Okay, Grandpa. No, God! Not like... Oh, wait! I'm not locked in here with you. He uses the... Okay, so Solar ran in with the Zerglings, and then GuMiho raised the depot, to which the Banelings showed up and broke the Zerglings out, which is exactly the opposite of how that's supposed to go. Well, a bit of a opposite day here. Oh, the Queen's taking down the Banshees. The waves of creep spreading, but the real issue is the tank push down the center here. The Lings and Banes, that's still a bunch of bio. Most of the Queens are on the other side of the map. Picks up. It could have gone better. The Zerglings setting up for a counterattack. GuMiho's going to see it, but can he stop it? Well, here they go. This is a bit disjointed here to start. Decent target fire so far. A few Banelings at the back crashing in. The bio army is evaporating right now. A few of the Marines got caught on the high ground accidentally. Who's flanking who has been a question for like 5 minutes in this game. At the end of the day, though, it looks like enough Zerg comes together. But wait, and then he just drops on the high ground over here. GuMiho's supply is still solid. He didn't lose that many Marines, at least not for cheap. A lot of Zerglings and Banelings died in this exchange. Yeah, that tank was a bit optimistic, but another tank shows up. He's got 10. But another tank was made, and they were all deceived. One tank to rule... Well, one tank when you keep getting shut down because you keep dropping your tanks on the high ground. The Queens try to creep spread with no support here. Feels like a constant struggle. Wow, the crazy... What is he spelling? Does anyone speak Braille? Touch the screen! Doesn't work. Well, Marines, kill a Queen, kill all the Zerglings. And... Well, 2 more Queens down. He's gonna have to pick these up. Another set of Marines at the third. And unfortunately, Hydra's still not able to take those the Zerglings, finding such Tough positions. 180 Zerglings dead. So far. So far. Stims in. GuMiho very willing to stim huge clumps of his bio and then panic when banelings show up. Which I can empathize with. Okay, I bet a lot of Terrans out there feeling attacked. Well, GuMiho should be, but he's not, because Solar is way too far behind this army. Oh, there's a Viper! Oh my god. Well, he gets the hatch. The parasitic bomb. Yet again. Oh my god. Jesus. It does so much. The parasitic bomb does nearly maximum damage. And GuMiho loses at least one medevac with units in it. The rest are badly bruised. He did kill a very key hatch. He boosted these medevacs. The creep spread is all over the place, and not in a good way. And by all over the place, I mean it's disjointed, it's intermittent, it's been cleared in multiple places, and he's struggling. Not all over the place, like he's got him beat, he's 1,000 punches. Like there's no way GuMiho can escape. No, in the bad way, in case it wasn't clear. That was the context. Another hatch down. GuMiho, a strategic thinker, less of a tactical player here, as he continues. Oh, wow, Solar! No! The drone's still mining from a hatch that no longer exists. Well, they don't really care about the hatch. They care about the minerals. The hatch is just a way to return them. Hashtag deep. Medevac? Okay, I guess he's just gonna... Oh, yeah, sure. That's a place to expand here. We got +3 attack on the way. GuMiho, no armor upgrade on it. Lurker Den. Quite late. Oh, okay. We're heading to some badly bruised... Oh my god. GuMiho. He didn't notice! He didn't notice! Oh no, it's a disaster! Oh no, this is gonna be such a pain! Oh, this is the drop. This is the one. Oh, he's gonna lose a medevac to a spore crawler, but this is the one that really makes things difficult. Because right now, there's no banelings. Oh no! Parasitic, don't get in those medevacs. He's just... Oh, he gets in the other one. I guess that works. But this makes things incredibly difficult. Well, he never repaired the medevacs! Spore crawler moves. GuMiho drops at the back. Solar scrambling. The Laffy Taffy of Zerg right now, but he's getting stretched so thin. He slips up some more Marines. 10 drones down. Ghost Academy on the way. Solar, how does this keep happening? The only difference between GuMiho and Byun is Byun would be at 200 supply right now. GuMiho, on the other hand, is switching to mech. So, GuMiho gets all this momentum. He gets all this damage. He keeps Solar on the back foot and says, well, that's enough, and switches to mech, which is certainly a choice. He loves his mech. He's a bio-curious player at best, but let's be honest, he's macrosexual at the end of the day. That was... I said it like 2 or 3 times in my head. I'm like, you know what, I'll go for it. I'm not too disappointed. I'm a little ashamed. But it went okay, I think. I think like 6 out of 10. Maybe 7. All right, almost 6.9. Oh, he targets down the only baneling. The surviving bio units just looking to get shot down with multiple parasites. No! The Archon mode kicked in for a second there as he flew from one parabomb to the other. And, God. Oh, threading the needle. Unfortunately, though, GuMiho switched gears right as Solar stabilized. And now GuMiho, he's desperately trying to go Ghost Mech as Solar has stabilized on Lurker Viper. And he's got money in the bank, so we'll see. But Solar has managed, despite... Wow, he's... Essentially, playing Zerg is like being Rocky, where you just get punched in the face a bunch of times, and you hope you survive long enough that eventually people watch the movie and your story arc means that you win every series. Yeah, sure, you might lose the first one, but as time goes on, people are like, well, I like to watch winners. And, well, here we are. That's what happens, right? Like, he doesn't... He loses the first one, and then the rest he wins because he's good at that now or something. I don't know. Grandpa, shut up about Rocky. That was 30 years ago. Probably more than that now. Wow. Every medevac. GuMiho is on a lose. How many medevacs has he lost? He's only lost 5, which are rookie numbers. I'm sure he can do better. Almost all of the medevacs had units in them. What am I watching? He's sieged up dealing with... Oh, the changelings hadn't necessarily activated yet. Or he just targeted them. Either way. He's adding +2 mech. Here come the... Oh, surprise! Not a fun surprise. Well, I guess for GuMiho it's pretty fun. But we don't care about Terran's feelings. They'll never be happy. Well, that's caught between a rock and a hard place is most of both armies right now. He pulls the tank in, which I guess that... I'm not sure who that helped more, to be honest. Well, that was a fight. I mean, GuMiho has less of a bank. He's mining from less bases. Solar's trying to take that right side. But overall, Solar has lost 9,000 more minerals, though about the same amount of gas. How many Zerglings? We're up to nearly 500. 8 lurkers on the way. He has how many medevacs for... He has 10 medevacs for like 5 Marines and 9 Ghosts. A medevacs for all policy. Very progressive from GuMiho here. Of course, they can only heal 1 unit at a time, so just taking turns on that one. We got a Nidus network. So just keep that in mind. I think we're still... How does he know? How does he know?
Upgrade complete.
Was there a very suspicious... Like, he's got Hellbats. I mean, I'm sure he's played Solar dozens of times. I mean, probably hundreds at this stage. But he's got Hellbats, a Marauder. It's just Ghosts. Ghosts have the same range as Lurkers. Much to the dismay of both units. Their snipe does, not their auto attack. Just to be clear on that. Well, Solar has a huge amount of money in the bank. GuMiho doesn't really have a bank. Well, okay. Well, let's abduct on the Vikings. Lurker's still going to work. Well, GuMiho hasn't mined out this base. There's still a few hundred gas. No infestors here. Oh, wait! Did he spot it? The sneak fester. Unfortunately, is he gonna notice? Well, it's just gonna die, right? Oh my god, it got out of range of it. He's chasing, like, come on! Oh. That's sad. It just dies. Well, yanks a tank. Some Liberators show up. What do we have over here? The Lurkers are burrowing. Nidus Worm detected. Inside of the main. GuMiho kind of losing track of the whole situation. The Lurkers... Well, the snipes are coming through. Ooh, the snipes are coming through. The Nidus... Well, this is kind of awkward. Well, there's nothing in the Nidus. The snipes knock out the Lurkers. The army is driven back. And GuMiho lost so many depots, he's hard supply blocked. He's at 152, 181 over 152. Solar also had less than 200 for a moment. He lost so many overseers. 550 on the Zergling count. Oh my god. Another army. Well, some Banelings, but decent splits. The tanks are really doing the damage here. Even if the Marines get hit, those, well, Solar is wielding that bank now. He's starting to mine from GuMiho's side of the map. So at this stage, he can lose 12,000 more minerals and 3. Well, he can. And there's a nuke. But he can. It's barely sustainable. Well, too bad for that infestor. I mean, just, he has enough orbitals, so. Alright, let's add to that Zergling kill count. Some more divas. That's actually not a planetary over there. We got, what are we at? 680 after that last exchange. And about 100 Banelings. We're not even in 4 digits yet. Well, Solar, gonna give it another shot. The fact that he's mining from GuMiho's base is the largest. Oh, the Zerglings, they get in, just kind of walk up and kill the tanks. Thankfully, the planetary has the range here. 720. Well, looks like there'll be a few more here. The tanks have +2, which is nice. Enough to one-shot Banelings. Oh, the lurkers show up and rip through all the defenses. And meanwhile, he tries to catch GuMiho looking the other way. Mildly successful. Not too many tanks in front. The ghosts are splitting. He does have cloak. The ghosts are dying. And GuMiho has no income, is the issue. Well, those ghosts had an opportunity to line up some snipes here. GuMiho has almost no mineral patches left, which is a bit of a problem, as his supply is down to 100. But we'll see if Rocky can finish him off. Solar comes in again. A few more ghosts down. I don't know where the rest went. They went to the other side, and without the ghosts, they just don't have the ability to clear this amount of units. Some more snipes come through. And he taps out. He just kind of abruptly, but GuMiho has 64 supply. Solar batters him down. 830 Zerglings. He lost 14,000 more minerals. And 1,000 more gas. But he mined 17,000 more minerals. So, really, who came out ahead? At the end of the day, it's Solar, who takes it 2-1. GuMiho not quite able to bust through. You can tell. I don't know why he didn't go mech. You can tell how much he wants to go mech. Even when he goes bio, he still tries to go mech. Like, make a commitment. Mech it happen. And you know what you should mech happen? This video up here. Yes, not Twitch chat, but instead, we put the videos up. Jimmy curates them just for you. Don't disappoint him like he disappoints everyone. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe. Good luck. Have fun. I'll see you next time. Stay chill.